Yo, what is going on, guys? Skyknight here, and we are back with another Dokkan vid, and today I have been asked to take Vegito Blue and take him on against the new Red Zone BUUHAN stage, so that is exactly what I'm going to be doing. As you see, we got Vegito Blue for the lead and for the friend lead as well, and I have some other units to fit into his lead, right? So we do have Evo Ken, the AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku from the Golden Week celebration, right? The last year's Saiyan Day, the 8th year Saiyan Day God Goku, MUI, and the Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta. And the good thing about all of them is they fit into Vegito's lead, which is one of the best leads in my opinion, is like in terms of the categories he includes, right? Because it's Power Beyond Super Saiyan, it's Future, and it's Battle of Fate. So between Battle of Fate and Power Beyond Super Saiyan especially, there are a lot of units that can fit into this team as you see here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get in the fight, and hopefully we can quickly beat BUUHAN here, just, you know, not waste too much time here. Because I think realistically, this is a team that should do wonders as far as beating Buu, obviously. So we start off with Buu tanks, and actually, unfortunately, they sealed my blue duo, which is a rather unfortunate kind of situation to start with, but it's not the end of the world, right? Obviously, the blue duo, they're not the best unit in the world starting off. By no means are they the best unit. So the expectation is that, or rather the hope, is that we can get Vegito Blue. Once we get Vegito Blue, then we'll start cooking. And obviously, you know, this is, I believe it's like a 5-phase fight, right? So right now we're starting off with Buu tanks. Once we beat Buu tanks, then we go into BUUHAN. And then once we beat BUUHAN, we go back into, I believe it's back into Buu tanks, then into BUUHAN. And then we ended off with Buff Buu, or I think it's like Super Buu, South Supreme Kai, or however the name works out. But Buff Buu is basically like the common terminology, right? So between the 5 phases, we should have ample opportunity to get Vegito Blue out, up and running. And actually, a good thing that allows us to get Vegito Blue up in this phase, obviously, apart from the fact that we just took 200k from a super, the thing that actually allows us to get Vegito Blue up and running in this sort of fight is the fact that in the first two kind of phases, right, especially, right now with this Buu tanks phase, and we will see it in the next phase, right, with BUUHAN, they are taking health away from us every single turn, right? So you see, actually, we're heading into the second turn. Right there, we're losing 66,000 HP just because we're in the turn, right? So every turn, Buu tanks does that. For BUUHAN, it is going to be, who got sealed, by the way? It was Vegeta. Okay, yeah, that's unfortunate, but that's okay. We'll just make do. But then BUUHAN, he does, I believe it's 120,000 off memory. So between two of those, right, we are going to be losing a lot of HP. And that allows us to do a couple things, actually, with this team, which is really key here. So one is that it's letting us get a revive off. So between Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta and MUI, who, as you saw, I have MUI on the first turn, I'm going to keep them on opposite rotations, right? Because between the two of them, I should have the revives up and running, and so as that kind of works itself out, if I need a bailout, if I need the revive to be triggered, I have it ready. Obviously, once the revive goes off, both Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta and MUI will start cooking a lot more because they actually get boosted when an ally's revival skill is activated. So definitely want to take advantage of that. And obviously, a revival is like a nice little bailout in general, right? And then for the Vegito Blue kind of fusion, right? In order to get the fusion, there are two kind of conditions we can achieve, right? Or I guess technically 2.5 to 3. So one is we have to have our HP below 70% when we enter the 5th turn, or we need to go to the 7th turn and have either a Future Saga ally or a Future Saga enemy. So you can see why I kind of said 2.5 there. But obviously, you know, this team doesn't have any Future Saga allies, and obviously Buu tanks and BUUHAN, they're not a Future Saga enemy. So really what we're going to be going for is the whole HP kind of mechanic there, the whole gimmick there. And obviously we do have the revival up right now, so we could get the revival to trigger already. I don't know if I necessarily would like it to happen this soon, but I mean, that just goes to show how great MUI's mechanic is, right, to get his revival, right? Just, yeah, I think it's below 70% HP in order to get his revival to be able to proc. And then for Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta, it isn't necessarily as easy, but it's definitely more consistent. Because for Vegeta, you have to get 5 hits. And once Vegeta takes those 5 hits, bam, you got your revival up for him. So his is definitely more consistent, right? Whereas MUI, say I heal because of the Dokkan attack, or just because I get a Sensu Bean or something, then the revival is gone the next time I see him. So it's kind of weird how they... it's kind of weird, I guess, deciding whose is better between the revivals. But regardless, both are really accessible, so that's what you kind of see there with MUI, obviously. And yeah, so we'll be expecting, I guess, we'll be expecting the whole 70% kind of HP condition to kind of take effect for Vegito Blue. And Vegito Blue again, right? He's going to be so huge for this team, along with Evoken, actually. Because between the two of them, I think I said because wrong there, so hopefully that didn't pick up on the mic. If it did, that's going to be awkward. But, but between the two of them, so Vegito Blue and Evoken, both of them have this ability to lower attack and defense on a unit. And that's not really a factor here, as you see, right? Bootanks is immune to those sorts of things. But BUUHAN is not. And so the next phase we'll see BUUHAN, he is susceptible to attack and defense lowering, and we have to use that to our advantage, especially when it comes to Evoken, because BUUHAN is a STR type unit, so Evoken is going to be at a type disadvantage. Vegito Blue, not necessarily, right? Vegito Blue is going to be a type advantage, but nevertheless, we still want to kind of lower attack and defense just for all of our units, right? Who got sealed this time? I actually didn't pay attention. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, that does kind of suck, because I do want his supers to, in order to enable us to get his kind of additional damage reduction, right? But I think we should be okay, I think, overall, because Vegeta should be able to do some work. Yeah, 10 mil already. And Vegeta is getting stronger, of course, you know, doing all the attacks he's been doing and everything. Once we get the revive off, that's going to be a huge, huge boost. And then otherwise, I guess the question really comes down to Goku. Will Goku do his thing and dodge here? He should be able to tank regardless, but if he can dodge especially, every little extra bit of damage is going to make a difference, right? Especially if he is the one who ends up getting targeted with the super. Although Vegeta was the one who got targeted, so never mind, actually, that kind of throws my prediction out the window there, thankfully, I guess. So Vegeta should tank this. Perfect, perfect. Alright. So, yeah, I guess it's worth mentioning, I didn't really talk about this too much in detail. This was actually a requested video, right? So, this actually goes with a big shout out to Potara Warrior. He asked for another Vegito Blue kind of showcase, this time against BUUHAN, as you see here, so I am more than happy to oblige. If you guys want me to take certain units into certain stages and take on, for example, like BUUHAN or Super Buu or things of that nature, all I have to do is just comment down below, and then once I see the comment, I'll know that that's what you want to see, and then most likely I will be able to do the vid. If I can't do the vid, because for some reason maybe just time won't allow me, because I may be busy, you know, with other personal affairs, or maybe just because, you know, I don't have the unit, which is usually what happens when there's like big name unit showcases, right? Sometimes I don't have the units, like the Gammas. Then I'll have to say, like, you know what, I'm sorry, I can't do it, but the second I get the Gammas, I'll go ahead and do it for you. Like, that's what's gonna happen. So, in any case, we do have the fusion available, and actually, I guess for my Vegito, it doesn't count because my Vegito doesn't show up till the next time the Blue Duo shows up. But that should be okay. How actually do they link? They actually do not link too well with each other, which is kind of shocking, to be honest. But to be fair, there are some link changes, right? There's like, I guess it doesn't really show here, but let me see. There should be a couple links that are different. Yeah, so we got 3 links that change once the Blue Duo go into Vegito Blue. So that kind of explains a great deal there. So there's that. And then I guess, to be fair, the Blue Duo themselves, because they didn't have the Super, that's why their Legendary Power link, I think that was the link that was deactivated for them. So that's activated now. And then MUI is going to do his thing. Of course, we should get through the phase here. There we go, nice. So we didn't get to see Vegito Blue in action just quite yet, but we will see him in action quite soon, actually. And the big thing right now is obviously we have to get out of this. So how am I gonna manage here? I guess we'll just take this. And the thing is, I really don't need like the heal. I could just, you know, take the revive intentionally. But if I can avoid it for just a smidge longer, I will do so. Just because I want Evoken to do some damage, get the attack lowering and defense lowering and stuff. And then from there, we will be able to kind of do our thing here. So that's going to be the goal for sure. I hope there's some like outside construction and like other, I guess, disposal noises and stuff. So hopefully that doesn't pick up too much on the audio. But if it does, I do apologize. Unfortunately, you know, it's like one of those weekly, I guess, kind of things. So I do apologize if it is picking up on the audio, but I'll just be continuing to press onward and just kind of hope that that doesn't become too big of an issue, right? Obviously, though, attack lowering, that's really nice. And we got the super too, the additional super, which is really, really appreciated. So that should do a bit more attack lowering, I believe. Attack and defense lowering, actually. Yeah, nice. So we actually may make it out. Ooh, I may have spoke too soon. I was going to say we may make it out of here. But I think, yep, that was more than enough damage. But thankfully, the revival was ready for Vegeta. So obviously we're going to see Vegeta's revival. Usually for me, I will say, I have been more prone to getting MUI's revival to activate. I don't know necessarily why that is. I think I know why it is because whenever I pair MUI, usually I pair him with STRUI, because they just link well together and they usually fit superheroes or the team I'm using. And STRUI usually gets hit, and so by then, that's where the revival comes. Whereas, like, with Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta, I pair him with Evoken, and Evoken can probably handle things a bit better, but also Vegeta himself, right? He is going to have damage reduction already up to like 80%. It starts at 50, goes up to 80%. So he is definitely more capable as far as tanking for himself, right? MUI, he could still take some damage technically, but Blue Vegeta, he's not in that same kind of situation, I guess. In any case, though, MUI doing MUI things, 18 mil, which is not too shabby, by the way. My MUI, I believe it's my MUI is 100%, and my Vegeta, yeah, my MUI should be 100%, and my Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta should be like 89%, I think it is, or like where you have 3 dupes in a unit, right? I'm only missing 1 dupe for Vegeta, which does kind of suck, but at the same time, you really don't need like an extra final dupe on Vegeta to make him good, right? As you can see. So, that's all well and good. Vegito Blue, though. Now we're going to see Vegito Blue cooking, doing his thing. And the big thing, right, about Vegito Blue and what he's capable of is that his ability to do what he is doing is all predicated on the fact that we now got his fusion going, and we actually have him in the second slot, right? Because his second slot kind of mechanics allow him to do more attacks, and obviously more supers means that he is able to lower attack and defense, right? The attack lowering and defense lowering for him only triggers on the 12 key. In the 18 key, that's not the case. In the 18 key, instead, we are boosting the superclass allies' defense by, I believe it's 50% within the turn. So that is nice, of course, as a bit of a support, but really what we need is that attack lowering. And so we are seeing that in effect, and obviously that's a huge boost to us right now, as Super Saiyan 3 Goku is going to be doing his thing. So 4 mil actually from my Goku. He's only 55% to be fair, and I guess he also doesn't really link that great with Vegito Blue. So it is understandable that his damage is a bit left to be desired. Obviously, if you guys have been seeing 100% Goku showcases, or even if you guys have been just using 100% Super Saiyan 3 Goku in your own teams, you will see he can do some insane damage, especially with all the supers and everything. So I really love that unit. He's an awesome unit for sure. And then we see Tank in there, but to be fair, the attack lowering is doing a great deal. Awesome. Now we got the other Vegito Blue fusion, which is of course my Vegito Blue. And actually we lost enough HP to get the Evoken active, but we lost the Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta one, so that's a tad annoying. How do I want to, because they should be linking, they don't link that well, actually. I was wrong. But do I want to keep them or keep, I mean, to be honest, because it's a Vegito team, I'm kind of deliberating here. Because next phase, no, you know what, I'll go ahead and break up the team real quick. I'll actually let Vegito Blue stay in the front here, and just kind of let him do his thing. So, unfortunately, did not get the 18 key. I wanted to save those orbs for Evoken, just to get a bit more of a heal there, if I can. Actually, it's not that crazy much of a heal, but still something is better than nothing. Obviously, we did dodge there with Vegito Blue, which is nice. Vegito Blue, on the first slot, of course, has a lot of defensive utility, and so we are seeing that, of course, in action there with the dodging. He does have damage reduction, too, in the first slot. So, between the two, he should be handling himself quite nicely. And there you go, another dodge, nice. 24 mil from Vegeta, right? And Vegeta, I believe, yeah, because now that we got the revival up, his stats are going to be boosted quite a lot, as you can see. And if he's getting boosted like he is, you can imagine that the MUI is going to be doing a lot of damage too, provided, of course, I can get some good linking partners for him, which I don't think in this team there are too many, other than maybe Vegeta himself and perhaps Evoken. I think those are the two main ones. Maybe God Goku, though. We'll have to see in a sec. But now we're in Bootanks, so Bootanks, he is going to be locking character switching. I think he actually locked MUI. Yes, he did. So that is really, really annoying, actually, for sure. But I guess we can see how he links. So he links actually really nicely with all of them, to be fair. I don't want to waste the active just quite yet. I'd rather save it for a moment. And actually, I think I did a slight misplay for Godku, because I want more orbs with him to kind of trigger his dodging and all the other stuff. But anyway, so we'll just keep going forward, I guess. Vegito Blue, can you do anything, I guess, really, really good here right now is my question, because obviously we're not able to lower the attack and defense this time. So that kind of boost from Vegito's 12 key is no longer existent. Instead, we're just boosting our own attack and defense, and we're kind of just using that along with the damage reduction. That's kind of the two main things we got going for us so far. But I mean, obviously we're still doing, I think that was the third super so far, unless I miscounted because I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, we're actually tanking these pretty decently so far. Okay, nice. So now we're into MUI. MUI actually doing a bit less damage, but to be fair, there's this weird kind of, I don't think it's that weird of a condition, but it is like a bit of an aggravating condition for him, I guess, where he loses a bit of his stats if your HP is below, I forget the amount of percent it has to be, but once your HP falls below a certain percentage, his damage, like his attack and defensive stat boosts, kind of decrease slightly. And so it is a bit annoying, because obviously when you're trying to do big boy numbers, get all the damage and stuff, you want as much kind of damage as possible. So that's kind of why I believe a lot of people have Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta above MUI, as far as like the tier list, like when you see people do tier lists of like top 5 or top 10 units in the game. A lot of people, I believe, have they have Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta above MUI, strictly for the fact that MUI is a bit less consistent overall, I think is the really big thing, right? And maybe you guys disagree. Obviously, anyone who's had a chance to play with MUI and Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta post EZA, obviously you can let me know in the comments how you feel about those two units and how you like them. Obviously, everyone I think agrees they're still top 2, top 3 units in the game, both in like that kind of field, obviously behind Beast Gohan. But I do kind of have to agree, right? Where, and maybe I'll do like a tier list if you guys would like to see that, but I do believe that Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta is better than MUI, strictly because he is just more consistent, right? He's starting off with a 50% damage reduction. He takes 3 hits, bam, he's at 80% damage reduction, which is already really strong, right? Take 5 hits, whenever that happens, bam, you got his revival up, and then once the revival hits, that's it anyways. But once you hit that 5 turns, every time Vegeta shows up, he's got his revival. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's going to be boosting himself, right? Just performing attacks, right? Where MUI, he does have guaranteed dodge to start, but Vegeta, obviously, you know, his is a bit more kind of straightforward, I guess, to achieve. So, all in all, I mean, yeah, I do think that Vegeta is better than MUI. But, I mean, it's like, really, it's not that far of a gap, if we're being honest, right? So, it's just worth saying there. We did manage to get through Buu-Tanks already, so you can see that was actually a lot quicker than BUUHAN was and Buu-Tanks to begin with. And I guess that really kind of speaks to the fact, really, this is what I'm going to do, actually. I'm going to go ahead and trigger the active right now. And the active, that actually did some decent damage, by the way. The active, what it's going to do for me, and actually I'll take these green orbs, I guess, so I can get the Dokkan attack. And then I'll take that, because I don't really need to worry. And then, is that a full rainbow? Ooh, nice. So I'll take the full rainbow and just kind of cook there. So, the active for Vegeta, what it does for me, right, and the reason why I want to trigger it is because now, as you see here, we have guaranteed dodge within this turn. So there's no concern for me as far as what Vegito Blue can do. Whoops, my power is getting a little bit low there, so I don't know if that stopped the recording slightly or what, but hopefully that didn't just create a weird pause there. But, yeah, so Vegito, now that he has his active, he is going to have guaranteed dodge within the turn, so all this whole type disadvantage stuff that he has the potential of getting exposed by, we don't have to worry about that, right? And obviously, we already got the revival, so, like, if I had to choose, I would rather have the revival up at this point so that I could trigger it right now, because I would be worried about BUUHAN just doing some crazy damage to one of my AGL units, like the Super Saiyan 3 Goku or someone like that. But thankfully, you know, Vegito with the active, that covers us a great deal. And then also, you know, we do have some other great units, right? Like MUI, he's going to be doing his thing. Evo Ken, you saw we got the 5 rainbow key spheres, so his damage reduction is going to be crazy, and he should be doing a bunch of additionals as well. So that means a lot of damage as well. So we should be actually able to probably kill BUUHAN within this turn, which would be pretty insane if we can do that. There you go. So there's the super right there. So obviously we could have dodged it naturally. We could have tanked it, right? With it, I think it's like a 30% damage reduction, I want to say, or maybe it's a bit less. I forget now, but you know, we could have potentially tanked it. I just don't want to take that risk. That's really what it comes down to. I just wanted to play it safe there. So that kind of I guess that's really self-explanatory, but at the same time, in case there was any kind of reasoning behind why I had to do the active, there you go. That's the reasoning right there. MUI unfortunately did not kill, but Evo Ken should do the job just nice. I think that was 13 mil on their super, which is pretty decent considering mine, I think, is like only 1 dupe in them, right? So my Evo Ken is not necessarily the craziest unit in the world. But alright, so we got Buff Boo now. So Buff Boo is the final kind of iteration we got here. I'm going to go crazy with actives. Nice, actually. We did some serious damage. And actually, I do have to wonder, is it worth it to let Instant Transmission Goku cook? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. I don't want to risk it. I really don't want to risk it over that. Because I really do like the active, don't get me wrong. It's just, I forget exactly what Instant Transmission Goku does, and I could look it up real quick, but I really don't want to. Wow, we took some serious damage already, wow. 20 mil though, from Vegeta, so that's nice. And actually, I guess Vegeta, to be fair, he doesn't have as many links as he did last time, right? Because he was linking with Evoken during the time that he was kind of going crazy. Although, Vegeta, I think, is going to kill him. Is he? He should. Yeah, damn, he just... There you go, Vegeta taking the job. Obviously, there you go, Vegeta, number 2 unit in the game, right? But, I mean, okay, again, MUI is right there, too. I'm not going to shit on MUI just because Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta is doing his type of thing, right? But anyways, yeah, so we beat it. Obviously, it took 20 minutes, but obviously, very fun team. Could be much better, right? I did take some strong units from the 9th anniversary, right? But it could be much better. I could have taken the Gammas from 9th anniversary. I could have taken Beast Gohan, which I do have Beast Gohan, right? So I could have taken him, and that would have easily beat this. I could have taken Broly if I had him. I could have taken Gogeta Blue, but not having those units, you have to sometimes learn how to adapt and stuff. And Vegito, the great thing about him, again, right? He has a leader skill that just allows for so much. Battle of Fate, between that and Power Beyond Super Saiyan alone, like if I show you right now what my team could have been, just in terms of the units I have, you see I have Beast Gohan right there, right? The Blue Duo. I have the Super Saiyan 3s. I have like Namek Goku, right? Who, to be fair, he does need his EZA, but I could take him eventually, right? I do have Cell, for example, AGLR Gohan, the 50th anniversary units. And this is just all the LRs, right? And of course there are other LRs that I don't have that would be part of this whole thing, right? But also like the Wrath of the Dragon Goku right here, AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Godku from last year's Saiyan Day, all these other types of units, right? So even actually, I didn't even mention this, the Super EZAs, right? The Super EZAs do fall into the whole kind of Power Beyond Super Saiyan thing there. So this team is really fun, obviously, but there are a lot of other variants I could have made, so nevertheless, that's just kind of what I want to say there. With that being said though, guys, that's going to do it for the vid. If you guys liked it, of course, hit the like button down below and subscribe as well so you can see more vids like this in the future, and comment down below what other sorts of challenges you guys would like me to do and what you would like to see. And again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.